Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and I want to talk about women in sports. See, I remember when I was a kid, and I remember growing up, I remember those early to mid 80s and onward. I remember hearing guys talk about girls wanting to do basketball, football, and making their jokes. Yeah, they want to do it, the players. I remember hearing women in documentaries while I'm on the floor playing with my toys. Well, I guess they were more like interviews, not really documentaries. They wanted to be given a chance, privately and whatnot. Women have been playing sports for quite a while, but they would never make it to mainstream. So basically, women in sports were underground, and it had been that way for a couple of generations. Women's basketball team and stuff like that dated way before I was born, which would be 1976. Um, that hearing that, I thought, why can't you play basketball? Why can't you play football? Why not? There was a surge for women to become far more mainstream in sports in high school and college. And they say women's sports are like tennis and things like that. What they were really trying to say is women's sports are things where they can show off their arms, their legs, and they run around, and it's pretty much, masturbatory material. That's really it. Case in point, women want to get mainstream in football, the lingerie bowl. And then when it wasn't the lingerie bowl and it was like, yeah, they're playing football, they're wearing skimpy everything. I never watched it. I wasn't going to participate in something like that. The men are completely covered up, shoulder pads, thigh pads, helmets and whatnot. Women didn't have any, didn't even have helmets. So, I didn't find that right. Women could do gymnastics, where they're nice little tight body showing leotards where they can flip and spin and split and all that stuff and entice all the guys out there, because that's pretty much all it is. But when the guys got on that floor, they had on pants. Had on a shirt. Cover everything up for the guys. I never liked how society viewed women and men in terms of equality, because if you're going to do this for the guys, do it for the girls. Girls, they talked about the WNBA. I remember that. I'm sure some of you remember that. Oh, no guy wanted to ever watch it. Didn't care to watch it. Didn't like it. Girls can't dunk. Girls aren't aggressive. But girls going to get into a fight? Thanks to the Detroit Pistons and a few other teams, I'd say every once in a while, the 76ers, every once in a while. But mainly, Isaiah Thomas's crew would basically, they would fight. They would fight. I ain't saying Isaiah Thomas was fighting or starting them, but the Pistons. People love the Pistons game because you never knew when a fight was going to break out. And then basketball turned into let's fight a lot. I don't know if any of you remember that. When the guys catch the ball, what they do? Swing them elbows. Now, if somebody got hit one of them elbows, what do you think is going to happen? They wanted that from the girls. Okay. Girls could never get a fair shake. Girls never will get a fair shake. Guys don't want girls playing sports. Girls only still recently got into the wrestling team. And not only do they wrestle, but then when they're too outmatched for the girls, they put them against the guys because they're too strong for the girls. Too big, too strong, or too advanced. So they put them against the guys where they beat half the guys. Just think about that. So then you hear the disingenuous arguments of anyone that talk about transgender can't be female sport activists. They can't participate. They can't join in the reindeer games unless those reindeer games is a sniper trying to kill you. They don't want this. is disingenuous. Every argument they come up with, well, they're going to have an advantage and they're going to have this. The guys feel superior to girls. The girls are meant to feel inferior to the guys. But when the guys see the girls get just a modicum of power, the guys freak out. And the girls that want those guys on their side are the ones that'll speak out against it, even though the females in mass should really be for this. Minorities should be for transgender females joining the female sports ranks. You never cared. These people never cared or wanted female sports anyway. And now they talk about let's protect them. I mean, really? That's almost the equivalent of let's enslave captured Africans that lost their battles over in Western Africa and trade them for ammunition so that those that capture them can capture more for us. Let's enslave them here and make sure they know that it's the right thing to do after a few generations. That's just the way it is, because that's all they've ever known after the first and second generation have died out. And then when they finally free, let's just treat them even worse, because there's nobody going to look over them. There's nobody going to watch out or protect them. We just made a document saying they're free, but there's no document saying that they can't be obliterated, mistreated, and more. So let's do this for some centuries. Let's do this for some few hundred years and a few more generations. And all of a sudden, let's say it's 2038. And all of a sudden, some actual Africans want to come over here and join in black society in the United States. And all of a sudden, the white people, these Confederate people, are saying we have to protect our minority communities. All of a sudden, we gotta keep them pure. And then the black communities all say we gotta stay pure. We can't have the Africans here. Just think about that. How can one minority race or people or anything belittle another that's just trying to make it without harming anyone else? I don't see why that is the thing. I don't understand. I don't. I know it happens, and I find it repulsive. I just don't understand how you can denigrate, subjugate, and everything women, and then you got transgender women. It's not a guy in a wig. These are people that's lost the muscle mass. They've lost that power. They've gained maybe some agility. They've lost that speed. Everything about them has suffered. But because there's a war that only keeps going when you can hate something, that's what you feed on. That's what you use. It's not even a Southern strategy. It's a hateful strategy. Because just think about it. Black people it was a bad rep until the World Trade Centers got destroyed. Black people were all right for a little bit, and everybody enjoyed their company. Oh, black man, stay with me. I've been so afraid of you all this time. Now I see the power of your protection. And like, dude, we just trying to catch the bus. Anyone that was brown, not quote unquote black, and that looked like they were from the Middle East. Damn where they from in the Middle East. Damn if they had anything to do with it. Damn if they even came from the place of the people that bombed the plane or the World Trade Center. Didn't even matter. You got to go. The whole phrase of "we'll never forget," that meant we'll always get revenge. That's what that meant. It wasn't anything. I knew that when I first saw it, which was printed the day of while I was working at IBM. The day the buildings were burning in front of my face on TV, and then there was a thing of the buildings burning. This dude printed out, and it said, "We will never forget." I'm watching. I looked down like that was quick. This, nothing but disingenuous arguments against transgender. That's all it is. I listen to Trump's CPAC thing through Secular Talk. I've heard it mentioned with Farron Cousins. But they don't go over how disingenuous it is. I listened to The Portal and that one-sided thing, and I did my quote-unquote rebuttal of it, but talking to everyone about transgender. No one cares until they can find a way to hate. Because right now, transgender is the new black. You know, first it was the gays. Hold up, let's get it straight. First it was black people. Then it was the Hispanic. Then it was the Jews. And then it was all of them. Took a break for China. Took a break for Russia. And then come back to us after the wars. And then everybody is taught to hate everybody, but yet revere white people. And then 9/11, and all of a sudden, everyone is all right. Just don't like those Middle Eastern people or anyone that looks like them. And now you got, well, let's hate the gay people. Yeah, let's hate them. Okay, well, you know what? You can't kill them. You can't mutilate them. You can't sodomize them and say that you're straight. Can't do all that. So let's just say anything we don't like is gay. And let's do it for so long that people want to change the narrative and say, no, it just means dumb. We're not picking on gay people. And they say there's gay people that say, I know gay people that say, well, yeah, they can say it. They can say it. You can't. If two women want to call themselves derogatory, lesbo or something, they can. You can't. I can't. I won't. I only said it then, just for context. The things that can be said that others can't. And you know you can't. You know, you can't just outright insult gay people anymore. You can't. You tried lesbians. Then you tried the whole LGBTQIA, trying to take that apart. You can't do that because they keep banding together. But then there's the one group that no one seems to be giving a damn about except its own group, and that's the transgender. So now transgender are the new minority that everyone can stomp on. But it's not that it's that they're new and singled out. No, they're just added to the group of everyone getting stomped on. And now we could do comparative votes. Everyone that makes an argument over transgender people and women's sports are disingenuous. They're liars. Shouldn't even really. No, I take that back. They're not liars. They're idiots and or misinformed. They can make that choice, which one they are. I'm always willing to say just yes, they are. Which one? Yes. We need to be better people. We need to. You know, black people, you want to talk about Martin Luther King. You want to talk about freedom. You know, that movie Attica, that famous line, like, you know what? We can't live like men. We might as well, but we should be able to at least die like men. There are lots of things. You know, lots of things. You know, black people, you want your freedom. You're tired of your people being killed in the street, but you won't give transgender a shake. You won't give, you know, the Hispanic people a shake. Won't give the Jews a shake. Every racist, Confederate, or money-grubbing white person out there has told us every minority to hate is all about protecting themselves. And if you continue, I don't care what race you are, you continue to hate each other. I don't care what gender, sex you are. You continue to hate each other. You continue to supply power to the powerful and destroy everyone around you. You're beating up and killing transgender in the streets. You're beating up and killing, you know, same-sex people in the street. You don't want them getting married. You don't want this and you don't want that. All of this stuff. What does it get you? What does it get you to hate people that aren't doing anything to you, but to ignore and or love everyone that's hurting you? What does that gain you? I think that's the best question. Because I see a transgender female. Hey, I don't care if, post-op, but everything else is done, gone through the hormones and all this other stuff. You got to change the vocal cords change and all that stuff. To me, you're a woman. That's it. You're not a cis or a natural born woman. You're a woman. And I will treat you as such. Respectfully, equally, as a person. Somebody that wants the same things that I probably want. Decency, respect, being validated, being, someone being honest to me, someone being friendly and kind, helping me in my time of need, in my times of need, and not just something I say I want. That's how I would treat you. We're all trying to make it in our one life. And you got those at the very top and those that hate just because they can. They want to destroy it all. They want to destroy everything for their own gain. Even if you look at this political spectrum crap, you'll even notice that they destroy themselves just for brownie points to support somebody. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.